And we are back. Back for part 2 of FOMC day today. Are we live? And we are back. Yes, we are live. Give some people a chance to join back in here. Okay. So we are back. I took a little break, got lunch. Let's see, where did we break here? I think, yeah, right after 11:12 a.m. when I broke even on this trade. That's when we ended the previous stream. And I went in the other room, got a bite to eat, came back in here. I saw this tick down from the upper power zone. Keep in mind, we know FOMC is coming up. We know that we're typically kind of flat. So let's see the confirmation line, how it's flat along the middle there. So power zones are where it's going to be. Or at least that's what I'm looking for, is trades from the power zones. So here was a tick down in the upper power zone. I took that short and I targeted my standard 125 ticks. I got that on the end of this wick here. And then we got a tick up from this green power zone. So I went long, and once it kind of got moving here, I moved my stop to break even. Or no, that one was, I'm sorry, that one was actually a small loss. That was 3.75 points I lost on that one. And then we got this higher low tick up from the power zone, so I went long again. On this one, I was targeting this high right here. I thought we were going to take this high out. So when we got this tick down from the upper power zone, I didn't pull it right away. I was trying to give it a little bit more breathing room. So I said, okay, well, instead of getting out there, I'm going to get out if we close under the 8. So we closed under the 8 right here. I pulled the plug, so that was another 15 points. And then I could have flipped there on that tick down, but it's still psychologically, if you're in one side, sometimes it's kind of hard to flip if you got an idea where you think it's going to want to go. So, I thought I was going to take out this high. I thought we were building another broadening formation within a broadening formation. And anyway, still a winner. And then I just waited until we got this other tick up from the lower power zone here. I went long on that. And when we ticked down right here, I moved my stop to break even. So that ended up being a break even. And now I'm just waiting. Looks like we actually just got a delta squeeze just now. So I'm going to go long. It's a little late on this one because I was too busy talking, but the delta squeeze is right here. It's the green triangle as the, we got a rising delta there from the power zone. So let's see where I got in here. I'm in at 294.25. 294.25. And it is 12:55, so I know I'm kind of playing with fire here until we open up with FOMC at 1 o'clock. But if I could get a spike to the upside on this move right here, I'll take it. Keep in mind, I can always move my stop to break even right before 1 o'clock if I need to. J-Waz is back. Hey, J-Waz. You are undefeated today. Is that right? No losing trades yet? I don't know if you got in here late or not, but I was just walking through the trades I took over lunch. Back in on this Delta squeeze here. Now, going into FOMC at 1 o'clock, it's probably going to take out both longs and shorts. So I'm not going to try to push this one. I'm just going to, if it can spike up and hit my 31 point TP, 31 and a quarter, 125 ticks, I'll take it. And then I'll just wait for the next setup. Nice, JWaz. Let's go. 5 for 5. That's awesome. Got about 3 minutes. It's like the open all over again. All right, if this is going to just hover around my break even, and if I start seeing the spread start to get really wide, I'm just going to pull it. I would prefer if it spikes up a little bit more and then the spread starts getting wide. Yeah, the news conference in 30 minutes from 1 o'clock. So probably be pretty volatile right away and then stabilize a little bit and then get volatile again. All right, just had a little bit of a spike down. I do see that spread starting to thicken up, so I just pulled it right there at break even. So we'll wait and be patient. What are you referring to when you talk about spread? It's kind of hard to show you because you can't see my other computer, but in Quantower, there's a line for, so you got a line for the price, and then you have the bid and the ask, which is usually like right on top of each other. So I got those lines plotted on the chart, and then when we start getting closer to a big news event, what you'll see is you'll see the lines spread apart like this. And like right before the news, a lot of times the spread is like, you know, the difference between the bid and the ask is so wide that even if your stop is, you know, way down here and the price is, say your stop is way down here and the price is up here, if the spread spreads out to where your stop is, a lot of times it'll just take you out and then it'll go the other way. So it's really risky to stay in there as long as that spread is widening up. But on Quantower, you can easily see it visually. Here, you know what? I'm going to grab my camera so you can see what I'm talking about. Oh, we just spiked down. Wait. Can you guys see this? You can see my break even right there. See the spread? See those two lines? That's the spread. So see how you can see them starting to get a little closer together now? But at first, they were like super wide apart from each other. Anyway, that's what I'm referring to. Good thing I pulled it at break even there, huh? Oh yeah, so much faster than Ninja. That's what I'm saying, JWAS. You would love Quantower if you get into it. It's really easy to set up. The interface is just so much nicer. I love it. Yeah, the price spread. Yep. That's what I was referring to. But yeah, it's so much faster. Like you can see the price, like every little, you know, like the candle is dancing a lot more. I don't know how to explain that. You could see the price movements. It's almost like they have much more like higher definition in Quantower, whereas like on TradingView and looking at NinjaTrader, it doesn't move as quickly. Like I'm looking at TradingView right now, and it's like the candle's only updating like once every second or two, whereas in Quantower it's like instantaneous. Looking at the higher time frames, let's see if these are playing out here. So yes, once we crossed under the confirmation line on the 15, notice how even though we were chopping sideways for a long time, that bearishness is still continuing to play out here. Same thing on the 5. You know, this is all sideways chop here, but we are under that confirmation line, and at least for the moment. So bearish on the 5, bearish on the 15, and the hourly, you know, we marked that off earlier this morning. We said that on the hourly we were looking really bearish. And so far that is still playing out. And we are bearish on the 1. So everything is in full alignment right now to the downside. So yeah, that spread, it gets really wide right before a news event usually, and then within like, I'd say like 30 seconds, the spread pulls back together, and then it's typically back to normal. Like right now, it's pretty normal. Still no clear entry though. You know, I suppose you could have went short right here on this trend line, but that'd be more of an aggressive entry. That's right next to the 8 right there. We did have, you know, this signal didn't quite make it in that upper power zone, but we did tick down from the red zone right there, which is right here on the same candle where I stopped out at break even. That could have been an early entry right before the news right there. Yeah, taking trades between now and the speech can be risky, but in my experience, looking at the cumulative delta, the signals here, I mean, even during news events, they're still pretty accurate. So all depends on what the delta's doing. Right now, the delta is very aggressively selling off. But, you know, like I just mentioned, and I've said this to you before, Jaywaz. Usually, like the few minutes right before a news event, if you get a signal, it's usually right on the money. So, like right now, you know, I was long here, but right before the open at 12:58, we did get a signal for a short. It was right here that ticked down from the red zone. It didn't quite make it to the power zone, but that first signal right before the news is usually right on the money. So had we taken that, I'm just curious how much the market's moved. Jesus. Had we taken that, it moved 166 points since then. And notice there was like hardly any drawdown. And it's still dropping. We got that average daily range line down here at 22,105. But, you know, if you miss that initial entry, then you got to just wait. Sit on your hands. There's not really a good entry point if you miss the train. You know, trying to jump on a moving train, you get run over really easily. So we'll just be patient, wait for the next setup. Even though I see that play out over and over on these big news events where that signal right before the news ends up, I'd say the majority of the time being right, it's still psychologically hard to take that because you know that that price is going to move. And it always feels like if you take it, you're just going to get stopped out. But, you know, sometimes you just gotta jump in with, you know, head first. Beat the mad rush. But so far, we're just falling like a rock. Curious if Bitcoin's, yeah, Bitcoin's fallen too. Makes sense. You know, even on Bitcoin here, if you look at the slope of the confirmation line. See, we're heading up, we're heading up, we're heading up, and right here, this is the area where we start to flatten out. That's where the confirmation, or I'm sorry, the delta crosses under the confirmation line. So right there, that's your heads up that, you know, you should probably start looking to get out of your long and start looking at shorts. And sure, the price moves up a little bit, but most of all this is bearish divergence. So here's a potential delta squeeze. Here's another one right here. So your short is, that's your delta squeeze short right there. The tick down under the delta after you've crossed under. And ever since, the delta has been rolling over and falling. This is the hourly chart, so it could take a while to play out, but you know, same concepts, same rules apply. So I'm not surprised that we're falling now, because we got a falling confirmation line. Well, now that we hit the average daily range, that could be it. That could be the big move. Big move could be done. And that's the other thing about not catching that move, is it could just chop sideways from here. Jason Richardson, question. I have a funded take profit account. Their rules, FOMC statement, is forbidden for Pro and Pro Plus accounts to trade through this news event. Yeah, a lot of the prop firms, I think, they don't like you trading news events, because a lot of them will tell you that you're treating that like a, you know, windfall trade. But you know, that's when traders can make a lot of money, and they don't really like that, unfortunately. I don't have a take profit account, so I'm not really familiar with their setup specifically. When is the statement considered over? Well, typically they release the statement and the market has a chance to kind of digest it. And so usually it starts out kind of volatile at, you know, the first 15 minutes. Then usually it'll kind of stabilize a little bit, and then they'll do the press conference, and then the market can get volatile again at 1:30. Probably not as volatile as we've just seen it here. Probably won't have that kind of a reaction, but it can send the market usually picking a direction, and then it might trend in that direction for the rest of the day. Yeah, no problem. But yeah, at this point, after missing that move, I'm reluctant to take a short here. So I will just wait and see if we can get a better setup. It's probably going to want to pull back a little bit before it heads down lower if it is going to continue lower. Stealth is driving and listening in. Well, hopefully you're not trading and driving. Listening is okay. But yeah, with that kind of a move down, it's probably going to take a little bit to put the brakes on if it is going to turn around and try to pull back. The delta is tapering down a little bit. If you look at that hourly, it's a pretty thick delta candle on the hourly. And, you know, we actually triggered the short on the hourly at 7 a.m. this morning. So, I mean, there could be a lot more downside to this move, which, since it's the hourly chart, that could play out over several days, actually. Let's pull up that hourly chart to see what that looks like. Ooh, yeah. We got the 200 down here at 22,036. Yeah, it looks like shorts are where it is at the moment. Here's the 15. We got a pivot line down here at 22,047. But you know it never goes anywhere in a straight line, so we'll wait for the next short setup and take that. There's a little bit of bullish divergence happening on the one right now, so we might get a little bit of a pullback here. And even these aren't bad to go long on those. So like that green triangle, the first high or low, if it's got bullish divergence on it, you know, if you're targeting 30 points or whatever, usually you can get that. It's not too far-fetched. You got the 20 up here at 46.25. I'm sorry. That'd be 46 points. But it's up here at 22,142. That should be not too difficult to get. Delta's starting to turn positive now. Personally, I'm waiting for the short, but this is definitely a valid long here. There we go. We just hit the 20. So if anybody did take that long, that's a good 46 points right there. Now, hopefully we don't just V-bottom out of here and not get a short setup. It would be nice to jump into a trade. Keep in mind, we got that press conference here in 8 minutes, 7 minutes. So yeah, this could all just be a big giant fake out too. I've seen that do that a lot of times, where you plowed down really hard and V-bottom straight back up, and where it ends up to where it started. I could see that, but I don't know. Looking at the hourly, looking at the 15 and the 5, it still sure seems like there's more dropping to do. That one right there, that was the big trigger. That tick down from the red zone. And again, for those of you that aren't clear on that, the reason why you like, if it wasn't a news event, you were just trading the indicator, and you weren't reluctant to take that trade, you have this falling confirmation line. When you have that, any of these tick downs from the red zone are fair game for a short. So that's why you would have went short there just prior to the news. And you know, when you backtest, you're not really aware of like where the news events and stuff are. So, and that's how I know also, like in backtesting, those numbers, even through news events, they usually play out the way that they're supposed to. Stealth says it's always that second tick up. You mean the long here? Yeah, in this particular case, we had some bullish divergence. We had a higher low from the power zone on the signal and a lower low on price. So yeah, usually there's a big pop there. At maybe not a big pop, but enough of a pop to make a lot of money. Put it that way. You don't need that big of a move. Now on the 1, we got that delta trying to crawl back over that confirmation line now. I'm guessing it's going to be rather temporary. We're flashing a tick down there now in the red zone. I went ahead and just took that short. I'm short from 127.75. Now my stop with this volatility, we're at a 93 for 4 times ATR right now. So my 80 tick stop might be too shallow. And because this is FOMC, I'm not going to be targeting my 31 ticks. I'm going to be looking more at the indicator and letting it tell me when I need to get out. So I'm just going to cancel my take profit altogether. I'm going to move my stop to break even. And now I'm just going to let it run. And it is 1:30. So press conference should be starting right now. We'll see what we do here. So far, so good on this trade. We're down to that pivot line down here at 22.048 and still dropping. Anybody else grab that tick down from the, ooh, there's the volatility kicking in. Anybody else grab that tick down from the red zone? So far, this trade ran 98 points. It would be a shame if it ran all the way back up to my break even. Don't do it. Don't do it. You stinking market. You better not go up there. By the way, we did get a higher low tick up right under that delta. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, God. It ran 99 points and took me out of break even. You gotta be kidding me. Jeez. Well, that's FOMC for you. Oh, man. I was almost sure that it would at least give me, well, I guess it did give me a tick up there. I could have exited right here on that tick up. Then would have at least got 43 points out of it. Man, you got to be kidding me. Like I said, that's the news press conference for you, though. I was hoping it would give us a little bit more of a clearer exit signal on that. But again, we got bullish divergence. We got a higher low on the signal, got a lower low on the price. Delta is still above the confirmation line, so we'll see if it wants to start heading up here. Well, that would have been good to add another 99 points to my 99 points. At least things are exciting. Just pulled back down to that 8 SMA. So far, holding above it. We are starting to print a lower high tick down in the red zone. Delta's still negative, but it's the slope of the delta overall is actually got a positive slope to it. So going short there is going to be kind of risky. Maybe. It does look like the delta's trying to roll over, but I don't know. I don't know. And if I don't know, it's probably best to just sit on my hands. Just closed underneath that 8 SMA. Delta's starting to roll over now. We'll see if that lower high ends up being a good entry point. That would have been the close of this candle at 136. Everything on the higher time frames is still pointed down, so we're still looking for shorts. Just wish there was more of a clearer entry point. Yeah, so far it looks like that lower high would have been good. That would have been right here. If you're looking for a, small 30-point move, definitely would have got it. But Delta slope here is a little tricky. It's tried to push up a couple times. Delta's negative though. We did cross above that confirmation line. Usually when it does that by a lower power zone, you're going to start going the other way. Trying to pop back up here. Get another tick up above the delta. So the bulls are trying. Delta is tapering, starting to turn positive. I just took a long there. A tick up above the delta. I know it's risky. It is risky. I'm in at 080. Oof. It's gonna hit my stop. Yep, it took me out right. Yeah, I know my 80 tick stop is way too small for this price action. So there goes 20 points right there. So the message there is size down and increase your stop size. Figures I'd be right on the tip of that wick right there for my stop. Well, the delta is still negative. I mean, we still should be looking for shorts. I knew that long was really risky, but I was going to give it a shot. So the delta does have more of a negative slope now. If we put in a lower high on the signal, which looks like we're working at that right now, I'm going to go for a short, I think. Maybe. We didn't get that tick down yet. It's not official. It's working on it, though. Just went ahead and went short on the 8. We did get that lower high tick down. So I'm short at 22.060. Went ahead and canceled my TP because again, we could continue to cruise down there. Now that we're getting close to breaking that low, I'm going to go ahead and move my stop to break even. Break even now. You gotta love those 8 SMA entries. Man, I love those. Can't believe how much I left on the table today already. This 100-point move. And then that signal prior to the news. I could have been totally cleaning up today had I played those a little better. All right, well, hopefully the news conference fireworks are pretty much over and we've picked a direction. We just trend. Got the next pivot down here at 950. It's 110 points if I can get there. But again, I do not have a set take profit on this. I'm waiting for the indicator to let me know. If I was going to put one on here, I would probably set it on that pivot line. Got the next pivot down here at 852. And then part of me thinks that, you know, maybe I shouldn't be greedy and just set my take profit down there, because like that last one, I let that one get away from me. All right. I'm not going to be greedy. I went ahead and put my take profit on here. We'll see if we can get 950. Watch the market say nope and come back and hit my break even again. We are getting a tick up from that power zone. Man, most of my profit's gone already. Just closed above the 8 again. Come on, market. You're not going to do that to me, are you? Can't do that 2 times in a row. That breaks the rules. Oh, you better not, man. I mean, if it hits my break even, I guess I don't care that much. I'm already up pretty good for the day. But that would really suck if I let another 100-pointer get away from me. 110. Wait, how much did this go? 97. Still going to give it a chance to get down there to that pivot, though. I know it wants it. You know you want that pivot, market. Pivot looks really good. It's going to get there, watch. There you go. Now you're going the right way. Told the market I wasn't going to be greedy, and it said, oh, you're not going to be greedy, huh? Well, we're going to push back to the upside then. Almost there. You can do it, market. You can do it. Bingo. Got it. 110 points. I just added a loss on there too because I think I forgot to add that other loss over lunch on there. Let me go back. I think that was yeah, this little one right here. Wasn't much of it, or no. So I had this loss. Wait, did I have any over here? No, I didn't have any over there. I had this one and I had this one. So that was 2. And then this one over here was 3. So that actually should be 3. The points are correct, but I think I just forgot to update the losses there. Well, guys, I'm not going to push it today. I've had a really good day. Up 189 points in a quarter. I'm sure there's still more moves to be made, but I got to go pick up the kids in about a half hour or so, and I got some other stuff I got to get done. So I told the market I will not be greedy. I don't want to disappoint the market gods. So I'm going to go ahead and call it here, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. Good luck, and we'll see you guys later.
Oh, wow, look at that move. It's like one of those big Delta candles. I mean, who even trades those tiny candles anymore? I like big fat candles, I can't deny. When the delta's green and riding high, when a chart spikes thick with a bullish wick, I'm glued to my screen, that's the trick. I want a pound split, can't let it go. Big delta bars, let that volume show. I'm zooming out, yeah, that's my groove. Catching waves in a delta move. Wanna trade slow? Nah, too tame. This market's got heat, I'm in the game. Delta skinny, not my taste. Fat candles on my happy place. Oh, traders, let me see that line. When the buyers push, I feel just fine. It's the fat move, no squeeze fake. I'm in this trend with no break. Got entries, stacking tall, no weak signals, I'm all in, y'all. Skinny candles just ain't for me. Big delta's my golden key. Sitting tight while volume pops. Green wave up won't make me stop. Short candles, nope, they're a bore. Give me fat deltas, I want more. Like those thick moves, yeah, yeah. I wanna break through, you know. Then hold, then play, don't you fold. Big deltas fill the chart with might. Skinny moves don't make it right. Big fat candles, can't deny. When the volume surges up so high, skinny trades can take a seat. Big fat deltas are what I beat. My own traders low, let me see that life is good. I'm my happy delta, skinny, not my taste. Fat candles on my happy place. Oh, traders, let me see that line. When the buyers push, I feel just fine. It's the fat move, no squeeze fake. I'm in this trend with no break. Got entries, stacking tall, no weak signals, I'm all in, y'all. Skinny candles just ain't for me. Big delta's my golden key. Big delta's my golden key. Sitting tight while volume pops. Green wave up won't make me stop. Short candles, nope, they're a bore. Give me fat deltas, I want more. Like those thick moves, yeah, yeah. Wanna break through, you know. And hold and play, don't you fold. Big deltas fill the chart with might. Skinny moves don't make it right. Like those thick moves, yeah, yeah. Wanna break through, you know. Then hold, then play, don't you fold. Big deltas fill the chart with might. Skinny moves